welcome back to my channel for another dating story time video. Again, my disclaimers always are, I cannot make this shit up. Like, this is real. These things really happen. As crazy and ridiculous as they may sound, they really do happen. So I'm just gonna get right into this thing, you guys. Like, I'm not even gonna waste your time. So this was a date that happened also probably a few years ago, at least 3 or so years ago. It was a minute ago. So, you know, met this guy. We only ended up going on one date and I was done. It was just one date. And it was because there were just several things leading up to the first date that were just turning me off. Or, you know, were just, you know, little quirks that was like, I don't know about this kind of thing. Like, so when we first started talking, you know, one thing that he kept asking me about for some reason, he was like, you know, have you ever lived with anyone that you dated? And I was like, no, I haven't. And he asked me that on more than one occasion. And when I say that, we were probably talking for a total of maybe like a week and a half, something like that. Like, it was not long at all. But he asked me several times, like, oh, have you ever lived with anyone you've ever dated? And I was like, no, because I hadn't. And he would, you know, say little things like, oh, I'm gonna be the first, blah, blah, blah. And at first, you know, like, first like time or two I heard that, you know, of course I just kind of laughed it off, like, you know, okay, whatever, you know, whatever. So, you know, and then he asked me one time, he said, because I think he had a son. He was like, oh, do you want to meet my son? And I was like, no. And, you know, when I answered kind of abruptly. Like, I didn't really mean to answer so fast, but at the same time, my answer was no. You know, so I tried to clean it up and reel it back in a little bit. And I was like, I mean, do you want me to meet your child? Like, I tried to clean it up a little bit, but in all reality, I was like, no. Like, one thing about me, though, is like in dating, like, I've tended to stay away from people with children. I have done it. I've tried it. Anyway, you know, in like a case, it was okay. It was fine. It wasn't an issue. But in some cases, it was an issue. And I don't have any children, so I just tend to, you know, just don't date people with children. It's just my preference. It's not an entire deal breaker for me. The deal break for me, though, is like if there were multiple kids and multiple mothers. That was a deal breaker. If you had like a child, okay. You know, not so bad. They also couldn't be a newborn. That is too messy. Whatever y'all had going on, I'm sure it's not over. You know what I mean? Like, I prefer somebody that doesn't have like a baby. You know, but anyway, that was the sidebar. But yeah, so he asked me if I wanted to meet his son. And to me, I'm like, you know, being that I don't have kids, like, I never rush people into that piece, because I'm like, I don't know when you feel comfortable letting someone meet your child, but also because me and him hadn't even been on a date at that point, the answer was no. And, you know, to me, that's a red flag, because I'm like, you could meet, I don't know how many people in a week, this week, that week, the week after, and you can't be ready for everyone to meet your child. You know what I mean? So it just didn't even sit well with me that he was asking so soon. My answer was no too, because I'm like, I don't even know how I feel about you or if this is going anywhere, so there's no need to bring the kid into it for me to meet them. So honestly, my answer was no matter how I said it or try to clean it up. I meant no at the time. So anyway, so for the plan for our first date, at the time, he asked me, he was like, oh, do you mind if we wait until whatever day it was that we were talking? He was like, do you mind if we wait until, you know, next Friday, when I get paid to go on a date or to go out? And so, you know, I was like, fine. You know, I wasn't being judgy on, you know, I don't know his situation. I don't know what his finances are like. You know, but I'm not just going to be like, no, because of that. I just wasn't, you know, that to me wasn't really it wasn't really a put off. I'm just like, you know, that's fine, you know, that's cool. So day of the date comes. And like I said, just these little things that he was doing throughout the time before we even got to the day of the date, I think were just kind of putting me off little bit by little bit. So by the time we actually got to the day that we're supposed to go out, I was kind of already like, I don't even know if we should really go on this date, just because of the way I've been kind of feeling about it. And then the day of, I can't remember what he did or something. Like, I think he was already supposed to get the tickets. And then, like, earlier that day, if I remember this correctly, he told me he was going to get the tickets earlier that day for whatever movie. I don't know if it was a movie that just came out or something. You know, sometimes you need to get them earlier because, you know, it'll be sold out. I don't know if that was the case, but for some reason, I feel like he told me he was going to go get the tickets early. And that way, when we get there, we can just go in the movie. Cool. So then I think he was late getting to the movie, and he hadn't bought the tickets yet. So, you know, so it was still going downhill. Needless to say, it's still going downhill at this point. So I'm just like, okay, you know, we did. And so, you know, he's like, well, you know, we can get the tickets, go see the movie. And then afterwards, you know, we can go out to dinner, get something to eat or whatever. So I'm like, okay, that's fine. We still ended up going to see the movie, whatever the movie was. But I think that was another put off for me, was the situation in us getting to the movie. So because I already had it in my head that I was like, where the movie theater was, it was kind of around a mall. So there were like restaurants and things like that in the same area. Like a couple parking lots over was a Mexican restaurant. And so I was like, and I already had it in my head. I was like, I'm not going to drag out the rest of this night or going out to eat. I honestly could have skipped going out to eat at that point, but you know, I was like, I'm not gonna drag it out. I'm not even going to get like a real meal or anything. I was like, and I mean, this is me talking to me in my head. Like, I think I'm just gonna get something simple, like a little appetizer or whatever. I'm gonna make it real simple, you know, so we can kind of wrap up the end of this day. You know what I mean? So I'm not milking the man for a meal. It's nothing like that. It's just, you know, I'm trying to give this thing a chance, but something is just off. You know, so we go, and I suggested, I was like, oh, there's a restaurant right over here. We can go right over here. So I did. I think I got some type of appetizer or something. He got like a drink, and that was it. So I'm also a person that when I'm on a date, I don't keep my phone out. Now, if it's somebody I've been seriously dating for a while, like we're both taking our phones out here and there, you know, that's something different. But on like first dates, second dates, stuff like that, like, you know, we haven't really been dating long. I'm not rude, so I won't take my phone out or have it out at all. Like, you know, not sitting on the table face down or whatever. I just don't take it out. So this particular weekend, it was a Friday night, I remember when we went. This particular weekend, I had a cousin that was coming in town. So I specifically told him, I said, I know I don't normally take my phone out or have my phone out on a date. But I have a cousin that's coming in town, which was very true. She's coming in town. She's on her way here now. And so she's just been messaging me here and there, like let me know where she is, stuff like that. And so that's the only reason my phone is out. But I wasn't messing with my phone at the same time. It was just out, like in case I got a message or she called or something, you know, I could get to her. But I prefaced it by letting him know that. So it was just sitting on the table. I wasn't messing with it. So I remember I had the menu up. I couldn't see the table, the phone or whatever. I'm just looking at the menu. And so he goes, Carter texted you. And I was like, Carter? Like, I don't know anybody named Carter. Now, I have another cousin named Cartier, just like the jewelry. So that was who texted me. It was another cousin, but it wasn't the cousin that was coming in town. But he's like, Carter texted you. And I was like, it's Carter. So I look at my phone, I see that it's her, and I'm like, okay. But then it clicks to me, and I was like, why? Because I think he picked up my phone and actually like tilted it up to see who it was. And I was like, but why are you, you know, looking at my phone, you know, or reading my screen? And so his response was, well, you know, I believe that, you know, if we're dating, that we should be able to have access to each other's stuff without a problem. And I said, I agree, if we were dating. But mind y'all, this is the first date, and good chance it's the last one. But I was like, yeah, I agree, but we aren't dating. Like, we're not were not there. So right now my phone is none of your business. You know, I told you what I needed to tell you about the phone and why it was out, but you reading it is like, y'all, at this point, this was just like strike, I don't know, 13 for me. Like I was over it. I was just like, I don't even believe we're having this conversation right now. Or you felt justified to have that conversation. Like, I was like, yeah, I'm ready to go. So, fast forward to the check coming. Oh my God. So the check comes. The check is all of but like $25. Because mind you, all I had was like appetizer. I think maybe he had one, I don't think he did. He had a drink or something. It was $25. I remember that. And so, you know, he takes out money, takes out a few dollars. And I think he took out just enough for his drink. And he was like, oh, so you got the rest? Y'all was at loss for words. I've never had that happen to me before. And I haven't had that happen to me after the situation either. I was just so taken aback. Like, y'all don't even know. But at that point, and before that point, I was so ready to go that I was just like, you know what? Just put your little dollars away. And I think I said little. I really think I said little because I was so done. I was so fed up. I was like, you know what? Just put your little dollars away. Don't even worry about it. I got it. Not even because I just wanted to get out of there. And I figured the fastest way I was going to get out of there was just go ahead and pay for it and get the hell out of there. Because if I waited for this fool to go in his pockets and find 17 more dollars, we were probably going to be in the kitchen busting suds. I didn't have time for it. Not that I needed him to pay, but I was like, I'm done. It wasn't even, the experience was not worth it. And I was like, and he read the situation so wrong. Because then he goes, oh, you must really like me to be paying, to be wanting to pay for it. And I'm like, you just read this so wrong. It's not even funny. I'm paying because I want to get out of here. And I'm trying to find the fastest way to get out of here. And it is just to go ahead and pay and get the hell away from the table because it's just going downhill at this point. Like, I was just, it's just remarkable. And I felt like I had been considerate up until that point. I felt like I had given him chances, but that was the last straw for me. I don't know about y'all, but I am very traditional in the sense of a first date. You pay for it. The man pays for it. It's not negotiable with me. It really isn't. There are some things that I like to be very traditional. I mean, very. And that is one of them. Like, that shit was a turnoff. I'm not, you asked me to wait a certain date to be able to go out with you because of your finances, I guess. So essentially I waited X amount of time for $10 because all he paid for was the movie ticket, which was $10. And I got somebody picking up my phone and telling me, you know, they're gonna move in with me. And I don't think so. I don't think so. Let me keep this censored. I just don't think so. I knew not. You know, so needless to say, that was the last time he talked to me, okay? Like, that was it for me. Like, I didn't, absolutely not. And then, of course, the next day I'm getting a text. It's like, hey, queen, blocked. Blocked. We are done. Don't contact me anymore. Like, we are done. I don't even want to see any more sides of you. Like, I'm good. I'm done. Yeah. There is a part 2 to this same guy. Like, because I still run into him because we still live in the same city. So I still run into him every now and then. And to this day, like, he does the weirdest shit. Every time I see him, like, if I'm out with someone, usually where I see him is like a restaurant, bar, usually a bar or something like that. But whoever I'm out with, because I live for a good girls night, you know, with my cousins, friends, whatever, whoever I'm out with, like, he will deliberately try to come and talk to them because they're with me. I think he's trying to prove a point, but there's no point he can prove because he can't. And also because all my friends and cousins know the story at this point. Everybody knows who he is. They know what the deal is. And they know what he's doing. So, you know, everybody just straight give him the cold shoulder. But he acts like a straight stalker at this point. And this happened years ago. One date years ago has him, you know, being a total creep for the rest of his life. But you know, it's just always weird. It's always weird when I see him. He does the exact same thing. Like, it doesn't matter how big the place is, he'll walk like this close to me, like, so I can see him. He'll walk right in my view, and I'm like, yeah, why? I see you. I remember the bullshit. Like, you're not somebody that should want to be seen. If you really didn't get why you got ghosted, like, if you really don't get it, you should just lay low. You should. You know, but that's my story, you guys. Yes, it was crazy. Yes, it really happened. Yes, the shit still happens. Like, for real, like, if somebody sees me at a bar, you know, and if he's there, I'll point him out to y'all. I will absolutely point him out to y'all because he acts like a total creep, and you're gonna recognize him anyway. You're gonna realize what he's doing. He's gonna do exactly what I said he does. So, you know, I'm not lying. You guys, but I hope you guys were entertained by the story today. I hope you guys subscribe to this channel because, like I said, I will have more stories and situations and topics to talk about to come, and I don't want you to miss anything. So I want you to subscribe to this channel, thumbs up, like, comment below if you have ever experienced anything like this. If you have any experiences of your own, let me know. Also, if you guys have any topic ideas that you want to talk about and you want to discuss, also let me know. Like, I'm definitely open, and I will respond to you. So you guys leave me a message. I look for those. But I hope you guys have a good evening. Stay blessed, stay safe in this crazy world right now. I love you. Bye.